30 years ago, Trump decided that he may try his hand at politics a little bit. But he realized there was one thing that was holding him back. Trump. He actually wasn't ready yet. You see, Trump realized that politicians are actually salesmen. They're selling their constituency an ideology. And Trump said, you know what, I'm a great salesman, but I'm not the best out there yet. So he waited, and he waited. And now we skip forward to 2015, 2016 election cycle, and Trump is ready. Trump says, you know, I'm the best salesman that I know. And if politicians are just salesmen, then I should be brilliant at this game. So he gets into the race and decides, well, listen, these guys are selling a conservative ideology, and I'm not really much of a conservative. So I'm not going to go up against these guys and debate them on an ideology that I don't know much about. So what am I going to sell to people? What am I going to give them? And he says, you know what? I'll just sell them what I've been selling everybody for the last 30 years. I'll sell them what I'm brilliant at selling. I'll sell them me. Trump is selling Trump. That's all he's been doing for the last 30 years. So he figures, well, I'll play the numbers. That's all I need to do. Because that's what salesmen do. They play the numbers. See, Trump has never been into a meeting or a speech or an organization in the last 30 years where he's trying to sell something where people, the most amount of people, the numbers game, where the most amount of people have decided, man, if I just hop onto this guy's coattails, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Things are going to work out great in my life. It's just going to be absolutely rosy. The sun will come up. It'll be a perfect day. And so he figures, that's what I'll sell the American people. I'll sell them me. You see, about 12 years ago, I went from being a liberal Democrat to a conservative Republican on the basic principles of conservatism, which are basically limited government and more individual freedom, a free market economy and less regulations, and a strong military to protect all those things that we want in our society. And Trump, well, I mean, really, he doesn't necessarily gravitate to those things. And I'll give you an example. You know, Congress has passed many bills to repeal Obamacare. But because they didn't have the Senate, it was never going to go anywhere. Harry Reid wouldn't let it go anywhere. But once the Republicans took over the Senate, they did pass a repeal of Obamacare and sent it to the president. And of course, the president vetoed it. So now we have all these people who are upset about Obamacare who want Trump to go into office and help them out because they are so angry. But hold on a second. Trump says, I believe in the mandate and everybody's going to get covered and the government's going to pay for it. Kind of sounds familiar. So how is it that the people that are angry about not repealing Obamacare are willing to put somebody in the office that says they believe in the mandate, everybody's going to get covered, and the government's going to pay for it? Well, that's because they're not voting for a conservative. They're voting for Trump, the man. And that's what's so dangerous about this. You see, we are supposed to support an ideology for all people in America to move people forward. The conservative ideology, if implemented properly, will never fail. Trump, a man, will eventually fail. You got to wonder, is Trump just selling you? Because once he gets your vote in this political arena, in this election cycle, all sales are final.